One of the things I was most for looking into when I decided I'm going to do college football content full time and be an entrepreneur full time, the thing I was most excited about was the ability to do emergency episodes where we got, pertinent information, and the fact that this 9-game SEC schedule just dropped. I'm going to give you my ideas about how I think this will work and also give you some backstory on why I think that this happened at the time that this happened. We got so much to talk about. I know y'all have seen my face a few times a day. I did Governor College Football at 11 a.m. Then at 2:30 p.m. we did College Football Showdown with my boy Jalen Wilson. Me and Moon also going live tonight over on TikTok. We're going live every day until the college football season ends. So you guys will see us every day, I promise you. Governor College Football, hashtag OCFB. CFB Nation, your only college football destination. Let's get it. Governor of College Football, we're going to recap ACC.
Hey, that's
Two great
CJ on
defensive
the
minds.
track.
They have to be better on that side of the ball. We have a bombshell that dropped roughly an hour ago. Like I said, one of the main things I wanted to be able to do was the ability to go live for those emergency moments where I'm like, you know what? I seen this. It's time to go live. I remember the last time I did this was when Deion Sanders announced that he is indeed coaching this year, because a lot of people were speculating that, the announcement was he'll be stepping away from football. But that wasn't the announcement at all. And, I was happy about that. And this is another moment. I feel like, you know what? Stop what you're doing. Because I was in the midst of preparing for the TikTok show that Moon and I are doing later. Amongst other things, just, looking at a bunch of stuff. Just, making sure I'm prepared. I got another script to do for tomorrow's episode of Governor of College Football. I was like, this is something that's important. We got a lot to talk about, and it's a lot of layers to it. So first I'm going to give you the who, what, when, where, and how, and then I'll give you my opinion on it. So breaking news out of Birmingham, the SEC just changed the game plan. Beginning in 2026, the Southeastern Conference is officially moving to a 9-game conference schedule. That's right. The league that already, claims the toughest gauntlet in the world of college football, is about to make it even tougher. 9 games plus a mandated annual power opponent. Buckle up, because this is seismic. And you know what? The first thing that I instantly thought about, the first thing I automatically thought about was that we get Bedlam back. If Oklahoma State and Oklahoma do not put their pride to the side for this annual, they have to have one power opponent. So this means 10 tough games every year. This is what this means, in my opinion. The way that I read it, that it is 10 tough games every year, because you got your 9-game schedule, right? But that 10th opponent, that means we get Bedlam back. And I think that is important for the sport, that we get Bedlam back with this happening. And I think this is so important. For years, people complained about the non-con schedule, that the SEC played. I don't blame them. I didn't blame them at all. They had a tough gauntlet. Those 8 games that they were played were very different from the 8 or 9 games that you were going to play in your conference. So I'm going to go over more of the information, because I got a lot more to say about this. But Bedlam was the first thing I thought. I'm like, yes, I'm excited about this. We are about to get Bedlam back. It's one of those games. I hate that we don't have Bedlam this year. But if they don't get this right, I'm going to be upset at both teams. So SEC Commissioner Greg Sankey made the announcement today. And the decision was approved by the SEC presidents and chancellors after recommendations from the athletic directors. Positioning non-SEC games plus an annual power opponent creates the strongest and most competitive schedule in college football. I agree with that. And before we get to the structure, let me explain a few things to you. If the College Football Playoff Committee did not make strength of schedule a part of their rubric, however they evaluate teams, this would not have happened. They would have stayed at 8. Like, I know some people going like, Greg Sankey got heckled, at the Cubs game a few days ago, maybe like a week ago, and fan was like, go to 9 SEC games, right? Yes, this doesn't happen without the college football playoff saying, hey, we are going to make strength of schedule matter, right? And they gave us the steps of how strength of schedule will be calculated moving forward. So that means with the SEC going to this 9-game in-conference schedule will be the toughest gauntlet in all of the country. You can bet your bottom dollar. But so we know that those 2 games, that they can do whatever they want, are 100% going to be FCS games, and I can't blame them at all. Or very low G5 games. But you even got to be careful with FCC teams that you schedule. So a series like Bedlam can officially come back. That's the importance of this thing happening. A series like Bedlam can officially come back. So let's go ahead and get more into the structure, and then I'll give you guys more of my opinion. So the non-divisional format, SEC keeps single standing. So there's still no East or West, no pods. I remember when they were throwing the idea of pods out there. That's not happening. It's still non-division format. I think that's the best way. So each school will have 3 annual opponents. So each school will have 3 fixed rivals to preserve tradition. So, think the Iron Bowl, world largest cocktail party, think the Red River rivalry. Those games will be protected. You get your 3 games cool. We're good. Then we have 6 rotating games. The other 6 teams will rotate up, the remaining SEC schools. So what that means, you get a full rotation of games. There's no more ducking, and not that I think any team in the SEC is ducking, because their schedule is it's a gauntlet. It's a serious gauntlet, but that means, every team will face every other SEC program every 2 years. This is monumental. This is important, and I'm glad that this has happened. This is what's right for the sport. But 100%, no doubt in my mind, this does not happen without the College Football Playoff Committee making strength of schedule one of those things that they have to evaluate in their rubric. And I wish we knew more about how they evaluate teams. I know they do have a few mathematicians that is a part of the College Football Playoff Committee. Just like with the BCS, we already knew what it was. We already knew it was like the Harrison poll plus the coaches poll plus their algorithm. We knew what it was. I wish we knew more about it. But like I say, this does not happen without that happening. This is ducks in a row. You know what I'm saying? A, B, C, D. This is 100% ducks in a row. So I like the full rotation. I like the 6 rotating games. That way you play every team every few years, the 3 annual opponents. So we're protecting the pageantry, the traditions of certain games, and then the non-division format. Also, this is the non-conference requirement that I am so excited about. And when I said it, I jumped out of my seat. Each SEC team must play at least 1 additional high-quality non-conference game annually. That's when I say we get Bedlam back. 100%. That's when I say that. Oh, yeah, we get Bedlam back. We are so back. So I was excited about that. So eligible opponents are in the ACC, Big 10, Big 12, or Notre Dame. So I'm glad that they put that asterisk in there for Notre Dame. Scheduling is about to get real glitchy in the SEC, but still expect them to have very 2 cupcake games towards the end of the season or in between a really big game. They're still going to schedule those, but it'll only be 2. So they have the toughest gauntlet. Nobody can argue this now. SEC 100% has the toughest gauntlet, and I don't care what format of the playoffs we go to. Let me rephrase that. I do care which one they decide to go to. I hope it's not the one that Tony Petitti, the one that he just proposed with 24, 28 teams, completely ruining our regular season and having 7 and 5 teams in the college football playoff. That would be stupid. That'd be 100% stupid. Getting rid of conference games, that'll be stupid as well. Oh my goodness, that'll be something that is just monumentally dumb. Like, there's no way you do that. So I do care. I prefer it stay at 12 because I think 12 is a good number. But, of course, they're going to move it. The needle is always going to move. They'll probably end up going to go with 16 teams. But don't be surprised when the SEC is dominating this thing with this current schedule format. For real. So this locks in a guaranteed power versus power matchup every single season. That is ways for them to build new relationships, create new rivalries, and it's also a way for them, if they want to expand, they'll have the opportunity to do this if there's a game or a team that they play every year. So why this matters, we know that the SEC was going to play them 4, those 8 conference games. Those other 4 games, you never know what you're going to get. There's been some years that we've had Georgia literally play nobody in 8 non-conference games, and could you blame them with the gauntlet that they go through? So the playoff implications is going to be monumental. Because now we're going to see, if this were to happen this year, I think there'll be a huge possibility that the SEC will get 5 teams in. But because this is happening in 2026, that, it's not going to happen this year. But I think Greg Sankey and company were upset about quite a few things. They truly, genuinely, in their heart, believe that either Ole Miss, Alabama, or South Carolina should have gotten the playoff last year based on their resume, based on the merit, but because for some strange reason the College Football Playoff Committee didn't really have anything as it pertained to strength of schedule, those teams were left out, right? So now with all of these things that are happening, the SEC is going to dominate. No matter what college football playoff format they go to, the SEC is certainly going to dominate because this gauntlet is as tough. And then traditions are intact. The rivalries like the Iron Bowl, Egg Bowl, Red River rivalry, deepest South oldest rivalry, the world's largest cocktail party. Those are already set in stone. We'll still get those games every year. So I like the fact that they pay respect to tradition, pay respect to pageantry. I think that was super important that they did that. I really do. But like I said, I truly in my heart don't believe any of this happens without the CFP addressing the strength of schedule issue and making this a thing. So this is crazy. It really is. I think the rotation will improve variety. It really will. This is monumental. Like I said, when they announced the 9 games, I kind of thought it would happen. I also thought that there will be some things that need to happen as it pertains to the college football playoff. And I think some of those things have happened. And this is crazy. This is real crazy. But no matter what format we are in, expect it to be SEC dominant, 100%. So I think I got everything I wanted to say. I think I said everything. It's important. The 3 annual opponents, if you're just getting in here, series like Bedlam series should continue. It's going to be crazy that we're going to look back at this and that Bedlam series should continue moving forward. This should be Oklahoma's automatic, that power opponent that we spoke on, that should automatically happen. And there's some other series as well that we should get back, but this other, non-con thing. Maybe Illinois and Missouri can figure out something. That'd be interesting. It's going to be good to see. I'm happy that we're here. I'm happy that we're moving to that 9-game format. That means the team that do win the SEC is truly going to deserve it. Not that saying that they didn't deserve it before. They absolutely did. But this is huge. This is monumental. I am the governor of college football. To everybody who's watching right now, expect to see my face a lot. It's my 3rd time going live today. 4th time will be later on TikTok. Make sure you're following us on TikTok at the CFB Nation. You can follow me on my channel at the Governor of College Football on YouTube. You can catch any of my episodes on Spotify. That's a preferred method because they have video podcasts. But whatever podcast platform you use, my show is on there. Make sure you follow us at the CFB Nation on Twitter as well, at the CFB Nation on YouTube, CFB Nation HQ on Instagram, and don't forget thecfbnation.com. We are the fastest growing independent college football platform in the world. I promise you that. Expect more content like this. And hey, man, we'll be back tomorrow at 11 a.m. This show was 100% not scheduled. I seen it. We going live. All of the emergency episodes are going to be short unless I do invite a guest on that we could talk about it in great detail. But I think I covered everything. You all take care. Governor of college football. We're going to recap ACC.
Hey, that's CJ
great defensive minds. They have to be better on that side of the ball.